When the bells all ring and the horns all blow, and the couples we know are fondly kissing, will I be with you or will I be among the missing? Maybe it's much too early in the game. Oh, but I thought I'd ask you just the same. What are you doing New Year's Eve? Wonder whose arms will hold you good and tight when it's exactly 12 o'clock that night, welcoming in the new year, New Year's Eve. Maybe I'm crazy to suppose I'd ever be the one that you chose out of 1,000 invitations you receive. Oh, but in case I stand one little chance, here comes a jackpot question in advance. What are you doing New Year's Eve? Here's that intro again. When the bells all ring and the horns all blow, and the couples we know are fondly kissing, will I be with you or will I be among the missing? Maybe it's much too early in the game. Oh, but I thought I'd ask you just the same. What are you doing New Year's Eve? Wonder whose arms will hold you good and tight when it's exactly 12 o'clock that night, welcoming in the New Year's Eve. Maybe I'm crazy to suppose I'd ever be the one that you chose out of 1,000 invitations you received. Oh, but in case I stand one little chance, here comes that jackpot question in advance. What are you doing New Year's Eve? Wonderful old song. There's a lot of versions out there. Dr. Uke at druke.com. He has one in the key of D, I believe. Christopher Davis Shannon just has a new one out in the key of F, which is really nice. I think my buddy P.D. Max is in D also. This is in the key of C, partly because when I started monkeying around with the arrangement, of course the key of C is the ukulele key, right? But it also fit my range pretty well, although D would too. Maybe it's much too. So you just got to find the key that's right for you, right? Maybe this is too low for a lot of you. I don't know. You'll find out when you try it. The difference between mine and everyone else's that I've seen is that I have this little intro. When the bells all ring and the horns all blow and the couples we know are fondly kissing, will I be with you or will I be among the missing? The only recording that I've found with this being sung on is Ella Fitzgerald, Queen Ella. And so if you Google what are you doing New Year's Eve sheet music, you'll also be able to find that first page which validates or verifies what I'm saying, there is this intro that nobody seems to do. Let me just talk about the chords here. The first time I played it all basic open chords, right? C, and we have a C diminished, which is C diminished seventh, 2 3 2 3. A G7, a D minor 7, which is 2 2 1 3. Most of these chords you know. So the weird chord that gives you that kind of melancholy feel through here in my version, you go from a C to an A sharp 7. So if we think about our A7 down here, open 1, open, open, we have to sharp it. So we're going to have to bar chord it and make that 1 2 1 1. There's our A sharp 7. The other chord that I play in here that's a little different is, a lot of you know F minor, which is 1 open 1 3. Many times, many times, I play F minor 6 instead, which is 1 2 1 3, which I think is a prettier chord. And I've said this in a couple of my other videos. It kind of has this sense of hopefulness along this minor sound. It kind of pulls you up a little bit instead of just being sad. This is getting happier. Anyway, F minor 6. That's what that chord is. And let's see, where is there anything else? Okay, so one thing I'll talk about is when I switched over to bar chords, we have our C chord, which is like a B flat, B, and C. Then I slid down for that A sharp 7, but I also slid then up to the second position A sharp 7, which is like a G7 shape, barred, and this is the hardest part of this, is teaching these 3 fingers to work along in different spots. Let's see, there's the F minor 6, which is, we can do this way, 1 2 1 3. But there's something else that's going on in here. We go from this, especially when we get to, we'll switch from a C to an E minor when we bar chord, okay? And an E minor bar chorded is kind of a weird thing. So what I do is I cheat. This is simple honesty right here, is I cheat. So when I go from my C, I slide it down to that second fret, and then I play, so I would have 2 4 3 1. That's not an E minor. It's something G6 something 9, or who really cares? But it's, if we play these 3, that's an E minor. But if we play this one, listen, it has another dissonant. But when we switch from this C, it's pretty close, and you can bar chord it very easy. So I go from that E minor, and then when I'm bar chording from there, the next chord up is a D. So you can go up to the 5th fret, B flat shape, new, and 1 finger off. So now it's like that A7, A7, A sharp 7, B7, C7, C sharp 7, D7 right there. And then we can drop down to the F shape G, and our G7, which is like an F7, and back to our B flat shaped C. Now, if bar chording is new to you, don't become overwhelmed by this. It's not that difficult if you just think about every chord you already know can be bar chorded and moved. So if we have our, well, like we had our A shape, right? A shape. We automatically bar chord it and make our B flat, or we may make it like that. We have our B flat, and we can slide it up to a B, C, C sharp, D, just like going up the keys of piano. That's what happens here. And I'm not going to overwhelm you with too much more. I just wanted to show you also that it can be played in open chords, other than that A sharp 7. Oh, kind of a, there we go. Maybe it's much too early in the game, oh, but I thought I'd show you just the same. What are you doing with bar chords? Bar chords now. Anyway, it's a great song written by, let me get my cheat sheet here so I get his name right, because Frank Loesser, Loesser, 1947. And if you want to hear the original version, Ella Fitzgerald, I think she sings it in the key of E. I might be wrong. But this is in the key of C. And of course, you can transpose this anytime you want. And you can take the introduction to this and add it to any of the other keys that you have found it in, whether it's Dr. Uke's or Christopher Davis Shannon's or Pete's McCarty's, whatever, in a different key, and you can transpose that intro to fit it. Okay, so now you have the intro when the bells all ring and the horns all blow and the couples we know are fondly kissing. Will I be with you or will I be among the missing? That's the incentive to ask this person, hey, what are you doing New Year's Eve? Because I don't want to be by myself. I want to be with you. So go over to UkesterBrown.com. You'll be able to find this song sheet. What are you doing New Year's Eve? They're alphabetical on the song sheet page, and it's also in the Ukester Brown songbook there. One button click, and you'll have all the songs right there. So have a great day. Have fun with the song sheet. What else can I say? Have fun.